Hey everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. It is Saturday, September 15th. Hope your weekend is going well. I have some very positive news to share with you guys. Quick look at the market here. We are still seeing some upward trends. Bitcoin over 6,500. Ethereum obviously has recovered after getting hit big time earlier this week, and it's currently over $220. XRP back over 28 cents. So we are seeing a bit of a sideways movement, but at least an upward trend as well. Not the downward trend that we've been seeing. So definitely some green on the charts. Now, I think we're still in that bear market, but we're seeing news from guys like Mike Novogratz saying the market has bottomed out and we should be heading up. People are expecting a bull run in October or November. That's personally what, in my opinion, I think we'll probably see a bull run with some of the news that may come from the SEC. Maybe they approve one ETF. Also, Ripple going live with XRapid. Also, the launch of Bakkt, which is a global cryptocurrency exchange and custody service for institutional investors, also for retail investors, partnered with Starbucks and Microsoft. And I think those are definitely some catalysts, and there could be some others. We don't know. There are certainly a lot of projects being worked on. We saw some news about Morgan Stanley getting ready to offer Bitcoin swap trading. So you can imagine many of the Wall Street firms and investment banks and so forth are gearing up to launch at some time. I'm just saying it could potentially happen in Q4, of course. October, November, December, but we'll have to see. No one can accurately predict if there's going to be an actual bull run or let me back up. Let me rephrase that. No one can predict the date of the next big bull run. We know it's going to come because markets move in cycles. The stock market, the crypto market. Of course, the crypto market is very volatile, and we see a lot of bull bear markets very quickly, the shift. But we know crypto's here to stay. We see the big money. We see the traditional companies, corporations, businesses, investment firms. Everyone is gearing up to get into this market. So on that front, guys, Binance. Now, Binance CEO tweeted this today. He said, I just slipped that we will begin Binance Singapore Fiat Exchange live money close beta testing on September 18th in 3 days. Invitation only. Exciting. Now, we know Binance moved to Malta. They talked about adding fiat pairing. And boy, if they start rolling out fiat pairing across all the major fiat currencies like the USD, the Euro, and so forth, we are going to see a lot of movements. It's going to make it's going to make it easier for folks to purchase crypto. Right now on Binance, you have to use Bitcoin or I believe Ethereum as well as far as pairings. And the more fiat pairing we have, it's easier it is for folks to invest in crypto. And I'm glad this is happening because we need to move away from Bitcoin, which is currently, and I don't have a problem with Bitcoin. I hold Bitcoin in my portfolio, but I'm a realist. I look at facts. I look at things logically. And right now, to use Bitcoin as a currency sucks. It takes long, it's slow, right? And it's expensive. So that's just the facts. Is it great as a store of value? Yes. Is it great as a currency? No, it sucks. And I hold Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin to do well so I can make money off of it. And I believe it has a place in the market long term. Like I said, more of a store of value. But right now, it's not great. And we saw when the last bull run of December 2017, how long it took for you to the process, for transactions with Bitcoin and the cost, it went up significantly. So that is a problem. That is poor utility. So with fiat pairing, it obviously anyone in their respective country or region can easily go and purchase based on the fiat pairing that is available. And like I said, Binance, one of the largest exchanges out there in the world from a volume perspective, they have a lot of altcoins. So this is a great sign. And I hope they add the US dollar pairing soon, a euro. And I believe we're going to see some significant movements in crypto because you eliminate that roadblock of I need to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase and then transfer it to Binance and then use that to. It's very, cumbersome and tedious there. And especially people who are new to the market, they may not understand the concept of that why do I have to buy a currency on one exchange, then transfer it over to another to buy other tokens and things like that, right? That is not ideal. But with fiat pairing, this is going to be great for Binance and great for the market. And like I said, I hope they come out with some more fiat pairing soon. But this is excellent news. And as you've been talking about, exchanges are expanding, right? Traditional companies, corporations, banks, and so forth are getting in. And we are headed for the growth of this market. And I hope you guys keep holding. Now, on the note of exchanges expanding, this is big. Coinbase, here, it's reported that Coinbase's new New York City office to hire 100 in Wall Street crypto push. Now, as you guys know, Wall Street, located in New York City, in Manhattan. I work in Manhattan. I have some clients who are Wall Street based. They're down in the financial districts. I meet with them every so often. So a lot of the major investment banks are obviously here, so to speak, or headquartered, or this is kind of the hub. And obviously a lot of movements because the New York Stock Exchange is here, NASDAQ, and so forth. You guys understand why Wall Street is a hub of finances and investment and so forth. So I don't need to explain that to you. So Coinbase recognizes this and they're positioning themselves in New York. And also, guess who just, I shouldn't say just did it, but earlier this year, Ripple went and bought a building. I believe it was the old Goldman Sachs building. I hope I'm not mistaken on that, but as far as whose building it was, but they have an office in New York they opened up. So all the major hubs, as far as New York, California, and so forth. But obviously New York is super important because we have Wall Street. All the firms are here. So let me give you some details. The crypto industry unicorn Coinbase has aggressive growth plans for its newly opened New York office, which caters, listen to this, to institutional clients. I want you guys to pay attention to this. This is really big stuff. The digital asset exchange plans to expand the operation to 150 employees next year, from 20 currently. They're going to hire over 100 employees. According to the company, the slump in cryptocurrency prices this year has not quelled institutional demand for asset class. Of course it didn't. Big money institutional investors who have been doing this for a long time, and those folks, they're not prisoners of the moment. They are looking long term. And that's why I always try to tell you guys, don't be a prisoner of the moment just because the chart shows the price is down or your specific token you're holding is down, right? You have to look at bigger picture. What is happening here? And here's a quote from Coinbase. When we saw the market begin to correct, we all expected, institutions didn't lose interest. Adam White, general manager of Coinbase Institutional, told CoinDesk it was exactly the opposite. He added, they look at it as an opportunity to enter when things are not frothy. That is how true investors, people who are educated investors who have done their research, who understand market cycles, who understand what the technology and the growth, the time it takes for it to grow and to have adoption and to get into mainstream and so forth. They've seen it before in many industries, right? Even if you go back to the Industrial Revolution, right, in America, and I can only speak for America right now, where, obviously we had cars, Ford, we went from the horse and buggy to cars and all of that, and the growth and expansion of the United States, right? And even going to the rise of stocks and so forth. And then in different types of stock options and ETFs and all of that, right? These things take time. And even in the internet boom in the 90s, which we've been talking about for a lot lately, it took time. 1992, 93. No, people are like, I'm never going to use the internet. I'm never going to put my credit card on there, right? Internet was getting a lot of FUD news around it, so to speak. People were talking, it's just for pornography. It's just for gamblers. Those folks, sure, they were the early adopters in getting content on the web. But what happened, right? Eventually, people are starting to say, oh, wow, we can communicate faster, better, instantly. We can do transactions online, e-commerce, websites. We can get information online. I don't need to go to the library to get an encyclopedia. I can learn some things on the internet. and so forth and so forth. It evolved, and that is what is going to happen with blockchain and cryptocurrencies, guys. Blockchain is not just going to be around cryptocurrencies. It's going to disrupt many other industries. So I hope you guys grasp that. I remember in my video, I think it was yesterday, where I said, those of you who are young and don't know what took place in the 90s, I highly recommend going and buying some books and learn and read about the history of the internet and the growth and where we are now. And you'll see where we came from, where there was a lot of FUD, there was a lot of fear, there was a lot of uncertainty, where people are like, what is the internet? Why do I need that? Why I don't trust it. It's, what's going on? Can someone hack into my computer? Can they steal all my stuff? But the natural evolution of anything, right? It's where the initial technology, people get scared of it, and because they're not educated about it, and they fear the unknown. But we who are early adopters right now, who understand blockchain and understand what's going on in this market, know what's to come, guys, because blockchain, just like the internet, it's going to be the next disruptor. It's going to change a lot of industries, change the way we communicate and transact, and how records are kept and all of that, and boost security. It's the next level, next layer, guys. So some more info here. Many of the local staff members were hired away. Listen to this, guys. This is big. Many of the local staff members were hired away from traditional financial institutions such as the New York Stock Exchange, Barclays, and Citigroup. New York is an incredibly deep pool of talent, White said during an event Thursday celebrating the opening of its first permanent location in the city. It previously had employees working out of WeWork, so a shared office space. We have to create a bridge between financial services and technology, he went on. In order to do that, we need to pull from some of the best and brightest minds that have worked their whole careers in the other kinds of traditional financial firms. What have I been telling you guys about? Don't have tunnel vision. This is not just about crypto. This is economics. This is greed. This is about business. This is about making money. This is about getting mainstream and the big money into this market. So this is big time news. I hope you guys grasp this. I'm not trying to overhype this, but I know how Wall Street works. I know how economics, investment, I know what these banks do. These guys are all out to make money. And being in as far as my career in different companies and startups and so forth, I know about stealing talent and hiring talent and get the right people, especially when you need their perspective of if you're trying to bring the institutional money on Wall Street, and you need those people to come in to be advisors, to tell you what to do. Oh, here's how we do things on Wall Street. So here's our strategy and our plan. I hope you guys get that. And I have many complaints about Coinbase, but they are really leading the charge on many fronts in getting this market to grow and bringing in institutional money and helping the adoption, guys. So once again, they're poaching Wall Street employees from, as you saw, Barclays, Citigroup, New York Stock Exchange, because they are looking to bring those folks in. They want to win more of that investment money. And they're preparing, guys. They're not making these investments to lose money, right? Hiring over 100 people to lose money. But they're not looking at what's going on in the market. They even addressed it that even with the market correction, institutional money, they were not phased. And they're not going to be, because they are looking bigger, longer term. They're not just, oh my God, I need to be a millionaire in 5 months. No. They're thinking long term. So the takeaway here is we are seeing movements, expansion from exchanges that they're hiring the right folks. Coinbase here hiring the right folks, looking to buddy up with Wall Street to get that money in. And notice that the other takeaway here is patience. The institutional money, regardless of what's happening in the market, they have the perspective. They know markets move in cycles, and they know we are in the infancy stages. So they, the people who have weak hands and are always saying negative things, don't believe in crypto, they're laughing at them because they see the internet version 2, which is blockchain. And blockchain has many use cases. One is cryptocurrencies and the way we're going to transact with currencies. And then next is finance, and then healthcare and all of that. So I hope you guys grasp the macro level vision here of what is taking place and you keep holding. Now, on the note of Coinbase, and I've been on the record that we need to watch Bittrex. Bittrex is going to steal market share from Coinbase, and it's not, guys, it's going to be, they're going to pull the rug out of under Coinbase. Weiss Ratings tweeted about Bittrex yesterday, saying Bittrex has been making all the right moves lately to become the U.S. largest exchange and certainly a competitor for the world's #1 crypto exchange. There's only one thing needed to strike perfection: XRP-based trading pairs. Make it happen. Now, we've been talking about Bittrex a lot, right? So let me quickly recap. Bittrex is an XRapid liquidity provider, a partner of Ripple now. So the volume that's going to be moved when XRapid goes live is going to be significant for Bittrex. Bittrex is also expanding. They're acquiring, they're partnering, they're powering other exchanges. We know they partner with Rialto Trading. They're going to power Catal X in Canada. They are doing a lot of things, and I'm 100% behind them. They've also been adding USD pairs like non-stop. You guys have seen, I've retweeted, I did videos on it. Cardano, Zcash, XRP, they're going down the list. And I know right now it's a soft rollout of USD pairings, meaning it's not available to every state. Also, there's certain limits, right? It's not down, like you have to apply for it, but it's a step in the right direction. And I believe they're just crawling before they walk and walk before they run, right? Which makes sense. They don't want to release it, open the floodgates, and then they can't handle the system. They want to make sure they figure out all the issues, right? That's what real businesses do, by the way. You don't just open it up. I know people complain about it, but look, at the end of the day, what's worse? To put out a soft launch or do a hard launch and it all fails, right? So I hope you guys grasp that. So Weiss Ratings, I think, is spot on this, guys. And I'm waiting for XRP-based pairs. I believe every exchange should add it because it is faster and cheaper to use. And I'm not here for a religious following. Like I said, I'm not emotionally attached to any crypto. If XRP or Ripple has an issue, I will call it out. But right now, they have addressed all the FUD. They have addressed any issues they've had in the past. But it is a superior technology to Ethereum and Bitcoin. Faster, more scalable, handles more transactions per second, and most importantly, cheap to use. I'm not getting hit with a high Bitcoin fee, right? So I expect that they would do this though, because Bittrex, like I said, is already partnered with Ripple, and they are going to be an XRapid liquidity provider. So I expect they're going to add XRP-based pairs. I don't know when, but I think they will. They've already got the relationship, and you can imagine Ripple is telling them to probably do it, right? Like, hey, can you guys add this? So it's just a matter of time, I believe. Now, some interesting news, and it's so funny, guys. And I'm not saying I'm special or I'm some prophet or something or anything like that. I'm just saying it's awesome that we have been on the topic of the blockchain evolution and revolution that's happening right now is very similar to the internet revolution, right? The internet boom. Because what have I been telling you guys for months? We're like in 1993, right, of the internet. 1993 of the blockchain era, so to speak. And we're seeing more and more people are coming out and making this analogy. And it's so true because we know the underlying technology is here to stay, and it's just a matter of it maturing, right? There's going to be this and that problem and all of that, but you have to see beyond that and see the bigger picture. So Ben Horowitz, who is the Benjamin Abraham Horowitz, is an American businessman, investor, blogger, and author. He is a high technology entrepreneur and co-founder and general partner, along with Mark Andreessen of the venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz, which is very bullish on crypto. They are looking to invest in crypto, of course. Well, he was at TechCrunch Disrupt, and I didn't want to play the full video because I don't want copyright issues. I'm going to put a link in the description for you guys to watch the video. But he compared, because he's seen the .com era, right, the internet era. He said, a lesson from the .com era for all crypto believers. Quote, it turned out the dumb thing wasn't to invest in the scam. The dumb thing was to give up on the internet because there were some stupid people in it. So what does he mean by this? you guys, like I said, who may be older enough, you know about the .com bubble burst. Why did that happen? People were throwing money at mydog.com, mymom.com, thisperson.com, and many of those sites didn't have revenue models. They couldn't sustain themselves. So a lot of people lost money. But did that mean that the internet was in its inherently a scam? Was all that a scam? No. There were actual solid projects that came out from that, which are now global monster corporate sites, right? Google, Amazon, eBay, and so forth, and so forth. There were winners that came out from that. Just like the blockchain era, and now you have a lot of scam ICOs. Does that mean blockchain inherently is a scam or the crypto is a scam? No. But there's going to be winners and losers. And guess what? There's going to be more losers than winners. And I've told you guys, once we moved from the speculation to utility phase, we're going to, oh my gosh, that market cap list is going to shift significantly when these companies can't sustain themselves. They don't have no money. They have no use case. And the same thing that happened in the internet tech bubble is going to happen. They're going to close shop, run out of business. A lot of people are going to lose money. That's why you need to do your research. That's why I try to share facts with you guys and look at things from a logical perspective, not just emotional. Don't invest with your emotions and don't get caught up with greed, so to speak. I know a lot of people want to make money and they dump money into some ICO and then the ICO close shop and they lose money, right? We've seen the news out there and more is going to happen. And that's why you got to be careful. And I've showed you guys my portfolio and the reasons why I've invested in certain cryptos. I've been on the record many times, I'm most bullish on Ripple and XRP because of the use case, because it's disrupting a $1 trillion industry. It's going to be used by real companies, by banks and payment service providers. That is all facts. That is clear as day, rather than some ICO which with a random white paper that doesn't have a working product, no partners, no adoption, right? So that's why you have to be careful. And this Ben is absolutely on point here. This is what we've been talking about, and you're probably going to hear more and more about these analogies. Yesterday, I talked about Tim Draper talking about the analogy of the internet, right? It will take some time. We, as the early adopters who are ahead of the curve, we are going to make good money, but you got to hold, right? Don't move by your emotions and look at the chart every day and like, oh my God, it went down. I lost all my money. I've said it before. The only way you lose money is if you sell. If you hold a stock and that stock goes down, did you lose money? No, only if you sold, then yeah, you lost, right? But if you're holding and you just wait for the market to go back up, you sell it. Same thing with real estate. Same thing with gold. There's fluctuations. Markets move in cycles. You got to understand these principles so you're not moved by every wind of crypto FUD and market movements. You'll drive yourself nuts. But once you understand the underlying principles of what's been happening with this market, I always tell you guys, go back in the charts and look at where we came from. If there wasn't incremental growth year over year, then you have a valid argument to say, I don't know what's happening to this market. It's not going anywhere. But the facts show incremental growth every year. Now, there's bull runs and corrections, but what we see is higher lows, right? Higher support levels. Look at where Bitcoin is as a low this year. As a low this year, $6,000 as a low. Last year, even Ethereum, its low was obviously, you guys can look back at the chart. It's like below 100, of course. XRP, the lows, what was it, like 10 cents or something like that, as far as the support level now. So I hope you guys grasp that. We are all moving upwards and ahead, and we are seeing exchanges expanding. We're seeing the big money institutional investors are not fazed by the market movements. They know what's to come. In fact, many of them are making a lot of money on people's fear and a misunderstanding of the market, right? By shorting and so forth. And folks who have seen the .com era are saying it like what we've been talking about. There is a strong analogy here in comparison of movements and what's the potential here, guys, similar to what took place in the .com era. So, and Weiss Ratings here, they're saying Bittrex is in the running for the number one, guys, and I hope so. Competition is important. Competition is important. It keeps everyone honest, and it makes sure that they have to put out the best quality product and service, and even can help lower fees where that's beneficial for us, who are the consumers, so to speak, right, of these sites. So all around great news. What do you guys think about this? I'm hoping what I'm saying is being conveyed well, and that you grasp what is happening here. This is another opportunity of a lifetime, very similar to the internet era boom, and blockchain is here to stay. If you do enough research and you read about what's going on, you will see it as well. And crypto is here to stay as well. It's already gone through its the point of, is it going to die and never return? It's already crossed that line. Why? The governments are on board. They are not banning it or destroying it. They are letting it exist, and they're going to regulate it and make money off of it. And once governments are on board, the big money will follow. And as these exchanges are trying to do, and many of the banks and so forth, many folks are trying to provide custody services, to provide insurance, assurance, security, so the big money can feel comfortable in dumping their millions and billions into this market. So this, like I said, I don't make things up. I share facts with you guys. I take a logical and factual approach here. No over speculating, but obviously we do some level of speculating, but basing it off of factual statements, right? Things that we've seen historically, things I mentioned that are to come, like the launch of Bakkt and so forth, expansion from exchanges and many of these investment firms and Wall Street. So it's all coming together, guys. Anyway, what do you think about this? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please share my channel with your family and friends so they can learn about cryptocurrencies, and no over speculation, no super hyping here, no emotional rants or whatever. Rather, take a factual, logical approach to learning about crypto and blockchain. And, thank you guys for your support. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description. Like I said, I'm going to put a link to this video here, this tweet, but Kevin Rook tweeted this, and you guys can listen to this. Once again, this guy is no joke. He's not some amateur. He's proven, right? So he's a tech entrepreneur, and like I said, if you read about the .com growth, you'll see the comparisons. You'll see what is happening in the blockchain market. So be sure to take a look at that video, guys. Super important, and I'll talk to you all later.